I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you.
Tonight, the president made his first extensive remarks about his decision to step away from his re-election campaign. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Charisse Gibson. Devin is off tonight. There are around 105 days left in the race to the White House. Biden's announcement on Sunday means that now former President Trump will likely be taking on Vice President Harris, though her candidacy won't become official until the Democratic National Convention in August. President Biden said he believes standing down was in the best interest of his party and the country. Henry has more from tonight's Oval Office address.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy.
In a primetime Oval Office address, President Biden spoke to the nation about his decision to drop out of the 2024 presidential race.
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation.
When he announced over the weekend that he's no longer seeking re-election, Biden threw his full support behind Vice President Kamala Harris for the nomination.
The defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people.
President Biden, who stepped down under intense pressure following his poor debate performance last month, says he plans on staying in office until the next president is inaugurated in January.
I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, former President Donald Trump held his first rally since President Biden exited the race.
But really what happened was the leaders of the Democrat Party, in a very undemocratic move, the bosses, they said either you get out or we're going to throw you out using the 25th Amendment. That's what happened, you know that.
On Thursday, Vice President Harris is set to deliver a keynote address in Houston to the annual meeting of the American Federation of Teachers. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Biden also called this election year, quote, one of the most rare moments in history when the decisions we make now determine the fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. It was a similar message inside the National Urban League's annual conference today as the event kicked off here in New Orleans. Those speaking, including former Mayor Mark Morial, who spoke about the importance of voting. Their conference runs through Saturday. Meanwhile, there's been a surge in newly registered voters over the last few days. Since Sunday, almost 40,000 people have registered. That is according to Vote.org. They say this is the largest number of registrations in a 48-hour period this election cycle. Of those new voters, 83% are between 18 and 34 years old. And if you still need to register, the deadline to do so in person or by mail is October 7th. You can do it online until October 15th. Early voting is October 18th through the 29th. The deadline to request a mail-in ballot is November 1st. Election Day is November 5th.